Hello and welcome. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at Dyson Sphere program, and we're going to be working our way through roughly the first hour, maybe an hour and a half of gameplay. The ultimate goal that we're going to have is to get ourselves to blue science, as I'm going to call it, basically where we're producing the resources we need in order to unlock the first really decent raft of technologies. It's not a min-max guide. I'm not saying this is the most efficient way of doing things, but it might be useful if you're brand new to the game, and this could help you just to get a good start, basically. So without further ado, we're going to make a new start on a brand new map, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here we are on a brand new map. And I'm going to try and time when I speak around the tutorial. It's annoyingly going to keep popping up. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to recycle this space capsule that we came down in. So all you need to do is right click on it, and that will recycle it and gather some resources to get us started. Okay, so we've recycled. Okay, so we've recycled the capsule. That's given us a few bits and pieces. And the first thing we need to do is decide where we're going to start our operation. So we're looking for an area that's got a decent amount of all the resources. You might get lucky and it might be a starter area. This guy's doing my head in. We're quite lucky here. As you can see, what we're looking for is we're looking for copper, which is here, iron, which we've got tons of, stone, and coal. So they're all the resources that we're going to need to begin with. So it's in your interest to explore a little bit to find these resources all grouped together. If not, you're going to find yourself travelling a bit more than necessary. By pressing M, you can bring up a map of the planet to help give you an idea. As you can see, as we look around, it's given us an idea of what's where. And just move your mouse pointer over, and it will let you know what is what. So I'm just going to press M and go back. So first thing we can do is we could get a bit of technology going on. And we can, to begin with, we can use things that we can build quite easily to do this, things that we've researched already. So we need to get electromagnetism going first of all. So we're going to activate it, and we're going to need to make some magnets. So if you press F, this brings up the replicator, and you can see we've got magnets here. And we need to make 5 batches because it makes 2 at a time, and hit produce. And you can see up here on the left, that is now using the magnets to carry out the research. So it won't take long. While that's happening, I'm just going to start to mine a few bits and pieces. So I'm just going to right click. We'll get some stuff going on. We're going to have to manually mine to begin with until we've built enough mining machines, purely to get the resources to make the mining machines, basically. Pretty obvious, but there we go. You can see now we've done that first technology, so we can actually now build mining machines. We can build Tesla towers, which act as wireless power pylons to distribute power. And we've got our first power production item, which is the wind turbines. Okay, that should be enough of that. So it actually gives us, when you unlock a technology, it gives you some of the items. So we'll go ahead and we'll put down our first mining machine. So as you can see from the front, it's got that cone, so that is its area that it's going to mine from. So ideally you want to try and get 6 little nodes over it. So you can see there we've got 6 highlighted. Let's plonk it down, and then we need to give it some power. So now it's powered and it'll start to mine. And if you click on it, You can see up here, this is how much resource it holds. So it will hold up to 50. Once we've unlocked a few more technologies, we'll get a little bit of a conveyor belt going and put this into storage before we start using it, so we're not wasting any time. We'll go ahead and we'll get another technology going. The basic logistics. So you can see this one needs circuit boards and cogs. Oops. So we'll open the replicator again. 5 of those. And we need 10 of those. So periodically we're going to have to just empty the mines. All I've done is highlight it, shift and left click on here, and that will take all the resources out. We'll just do a bit of manual copper mining. We'll see if we can make another miner yet. So yeah, we can actually make 7 miners, so we'll go ahead and just get those going. As you can see, it just popped up there, so I did skip it away. We've done the next bit of research, which is the basic logistics. So that gives us belts, which is for moving stuff around, sorters, which is for moving stuff from a belt into something or from something into a belt. And then we've also got a bit of storage as well. So we'll show you how just to get some bits and pieces set up with those. Get rid of these. Oh, I've just had a warning pop up about our core energy, which is to deplete soon, so we need to refuel. That is referring to our mech. So if you press C, as you can see here, our fuel chamber is completely and utterly empty. To begin with, the only things you can use to fuel yourself is wood or coal. So we'll get a bit of wood purely because we've got none left. And what we'll do, we'll get a decent coal operation going on shortly. Now when your fuel core does deplete, you're going to move at really slow speed. I think it's half the speed, maybe even less. And believe me, it's painful. So to put fuel in, what we're going to do is select something from our inventory. We're going to shift click it and it's going to move over. Now this wood and this plant matter, they deteriorate, they burn through really quickly. So we don't want to be relying on that. Coal to begin with is your best option. And as we need to do coal mine anyway, let's go and set a couple of coal mines. And then we'll get the other mines going. What we want to aim for, with all this mining set up, is 2 iron miners going, 2 copper miners going. We'll have 1 or 2 coal, and we also need to get at least 1 stone going, just for the first setup. But I want to do coal purely because I don't have any fuel. So once again, we'll make sure it covers 6. That covers 6. It's telling us we need to make more power. No, so we can't quite cover both, so we'll just get 1 going for now. So we're going to get both of those powered shortly, and then we'll set up a little thing so we've got coals going into a storage box. You'll find yourself at the beginning, obviously, there's absolutely nothing automated at the moment, so you will find yourself, unfortunately, having to handcraft quite a lot of stuff. But say within the first hour, that's not going to be an issue at all. So we'll get this bad boy powered up as well. So we've now got 2 coal miners going. Let's power up the mech. And to save us only having to get 50 at a time, we'll set up a little bit of a logistics train into a storage box. Might need some more belts though. Can we make belts? We can make 8. So with your belt, just select the back of the mining machine. And plan it out. And you see your drones will go and make it. And then we need to chuck a storage box on the end, which we can't make. We need some more iron and some stone. Hopefully that's enough iron. Yep. So now we need some stone. We don't need lots to make this. We'll just use these bits and pieces off the floor before we go off and get the big stone deposit mined. Can we build one now? Fantastic. I'll chop this tree down as well as it's in the way. Okay, so we've made a storage box. Let's just pop that at the end of your conveyor belt. Then we're going to get a sorter. So to use the sorters, you click the start point and then the end point. And we do need to make sure it's powered. So I use a Dyson sphere, a Tesla tower to just to spread the power supply. As you can see now, we click on the box. We're starting to collect coal in there. So we'll just do the same with this other one. Hopefully we've got enough belts. Yeah, we have. Very nice. And we'll just set up our sorter again. So now we've got 2 belts, sorter on either end, and the moving stuff in. So we can forget about coal for now. Thank you very much. Although I might pick up what it has. Oops. Ask me putting stuff in the storage rather than taking it out. There we go. And we're going to put that. Let's keep our mech powered up. I think we had some wood in there as well, didn't we? Good. We'll get rid of all that stuff. So now we want to get a second iron going, and then a couple of copper. While we're doing this, we'll get some more research going on. So we might as well do this one, because you need them all, so we might as well keep going through it. So this one we need circuit boards and magnetic coils. What do we need for that? Some iron ore. You should have iron ore. And we need 10 of those. Right, so all that's queued. Let's get our another miner going on. So I'm pressing E to bring up inventory. We've got another miner here. Try and get that covered 6 if we can. And we need more power. We find at the beginning you'll need to make so many bits and pieces. It can be a little bit annoying, so we'll get those queued as well. And we'll get our copper going on. I'm just pressing R there to rotate it, and if you want to not have it at an angle, if you hold Shift and R, you can just do it at whatever angle you want. Okay, that's covering 6. Now, for the purpose of this video, I've cheated a little bit as well. I've got resources on infinite, so I'm not being too picky with the placement. You may want to be a bit pickier if you're playing for real. We're making circuit boards. Oh no. And we'll try and catch both of these with our wind turbine. Oh, not quite. How is that not powered? Did say this wasn't a min-max guide, didn't I, about the ultimate levels of efficiency? I think I'm proving that here. So we need more wind turbines, more Tesla towers. So at the beginning, I've found that you can never have enough Tesla towers. You can never have enough wind turbines. Later on, I'm going to change that to you can never have enough belts. It is impossible to have enough belts. You'll find yourself running out all the time, but we'll get a little bit of a production line set up for that as we go. Okay, so that's iron up and running, copper's up and running, coal is up and running, and we just need to get some stone going, which we've got a very nice deposit here. Once again, make sure it's covering 6 nodes. Can we get it to cover 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, very nice. Give it some power. And now we've got a bit of stone going on as well. Let's get some coal so we don't run out of power. There we go. So you can see here, if you've not played this sort of game before, having this little storage area here this is just going to fill up with coal. It's going to give us absolutely tons. Later on as well with storage, you can actually stack them, effectively doubling the storage space but without taking up the ground space, which is good. So as you saw there, we just unlocked our next technology, which now allows us to make smelters, which will, well, it will smelt. So it will turn the iron into iron bars. It will turn the copper into copper bars. We can also smelt rock into glass as well, which we'll need later on. Let's get the next thing researching. So we need this one. Ultimately, that's going to allow us to unlock the electromagnetic matrix, or blue science as I'm going to call it. But we need all of these basic ones. So we'll get those on the go. If you're really organised, you could have those queued in advance and you could start building the resources you need a bit earlier. I'm not that organised. We need more iron. And what else did we need? Magnetic coils. A great thing about this as well, as you can see, I'm not having to actually individually make myself all the components to make a part. If you've got the resources, the game will do that for you, which is really, really nice. If not, I think I'd have rage quit by now, quite frankly. So we want to get some storage for our rocks, don't we? And then we'll get a little smelting operation going on here. So we're going to need some more belts. Already we need more belts. Need some more iron. And we're going to need stone for making storage. Okay, so there's our next research. So now we can make the science labs, or the matrix labs, and the blue science. We'll just get rid of that for now. We're going to need a couple of storage boxes. Let's have a look at our next science. So we can activate that one. So we need cogs and circuit boards. And then all the other ones, if I remember rightly, all need blue science. So we can't make any more after that, or we can't research anymore after that. What we can do, however, is we can upgrade our mech as well. Don't neglect that. So in this first run here, there are things we can upgrade just to make the mech more efficient, move quicker, have more energy. So as you can see, this one just needs metal. We can make those already with our smelters. Mechanical frame upgrade, we can't do that yet, but it won't take too long. This one requires steel, we can't do that yet. Science, we'll be able to do that one quite early on, so we'll have a look at that shortly. If I remember rightly, the rest need oh, we could be able to do that one. Very useful mecha flight, so we'll try and get that one early. That just helps you move around the map a lot easier. So we'll have a look at that in a second. What do we need here? Oops. What are we making? Still making belts and stuff. There we go, we got loads on the go now. Well, along with not having enough belts, you could never really have enough sorters as well. So but a bit later on, when you've got this basic stuff going on, if you find yourself with downtime with your buildings, definitely get sorters being made as well. Get 10 of those on the go. Right, hopefully we'll have a storage box soon. Yeah, they're on the way. However, with the power of video editing, we can skip ahead and we can get to that stage very quickly. Okay, so we've got a storage box. Just going to pop that to the side. And we're going to get a couple of sorters. Collecting, and there we go. We've now got a little bit of rock production, and that's all we need for now. Okay, so there you go. That's really stage one. We've got our nice little mining setup going on. So we've got 2 iron collectors, we've got 2 copper ones, we've got 2 coal, and we've got a rock. All I want to do next is we're going to set up a smelting area. So we're going to set up smelting for iron to get the iron sheets, and we're going to do the same for copper. While that's happening, we also get some gears and that go in. How many gears do we need? 10. Let's do that extra bit of research. And then we need smelters. So ideally, for your smelters for the iron and for the copper, you need 6 of each. So we need to make them. So for smelters, we're going to go into production, and we're going to select the smelters. Now I found it's good to plan out the area that you're going to use first before you start running belts and bits and pieces into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a block of 6. Let's get rid of that. That's just where we can now go on an assembling machine as well. So we're going to do a block of 6. Let's put them next to each other. You need to leave a little bit of a space in between them in the middle, so that you can run a belt down the middle. Let's see if I've done that right. Yep. Have we made that last one? There we go. So what we're going to have... Oh, I don't like that. It's these sorts of games are made for OCD people. You have to have everything in a straight line. Of course you do. So what we're going to have, we're going to run a belt of iron ore through the middle. We're going to use sorters to take it off the belt into the smelter, and then on the outside, in fact, let me show you, we're going to deposit the iron sheets that we've made onto an exterior belt, which are then going to join back together, just creating one nice big belt of iron. Which I will show you. While that's building, I'll just build some more power. We invariably will need more. Okay, so hopefully this setup makes sense. Let's put our arms in. So what we're doing here, we're clicking the start point on the belt and dragging it to the smelter, and on the other side we're going to do from the smelter to the belt. I built that belt too far away. I want it to look pretty. There we go. Need more arms. Okay, so that is our little iron smelting setup. So next we want to connect it to the miners. So a little tip is don't connect it to your resource provider until you're happy that the setup is right. So all we need is, when we've got it, we need one more sorter here and power it up. So let's run our belts over here. So as you can see now, we've got the iron ore being fed nicely into this middle belt. And it'll do the same on this side once the drones have done their business. Here it comes. We just need to pop some power down. I like to do the power at the end because quite often you can find yourself building and getting in the way. So now we've got some power, we need to tell the smelters what to do. So if you left click on it, we're clicking in here, we're telling it what we want it to make. So we want this one to make iron ingots. So if you set the first one going, if you use the less than sign or the comma, it's telling us here in fact. So press this key, it will copy the recipe and select your next smelter and press the greater than key. It will copy it. So just click on each. It's a nice little tip to speed up. Oh, we haven't done that one. Okay, so now everything is powered. You can see that we've got a nice little production run of iron ingots. We just needed that one last sorter, didn't we? And there you have it. So that's our little iron smelting area going on. What I'm going to do here, just to begin with, is I'm just going to create a little storage area. In a bit, we are going to have this feeding into an assembly area, but for now, oops, I haven't got a sorter. Oh, the irony, I haven't got enough iron when I've just made iron. This is so we can get a nice stockpile of iron ingots in there. Okay, so we have got ourselves a nice little copper ingot center going on as well. So all we're going to do is, just for now, plonk a bit of storage on the end so we're not wasting anything. So maximising our production. So these can keep going. So next we are going to get a setup going whereby we can make stuff for blue science. So ultimately we're aiming to make circuit boards and magnetic coils. The circuit boards need iron ingots and copper ingots, and the magnetic coils need magnets and also copper ingots. So we do need a production run, a production area where we're going to be making magnets, and then we've already got the belts of iron and copper, which is good, and then we need a production area for making circuit boards and a production area for making the magnetic coils. So we'll go ahead and we'll get the magnet one going first of all. We're going to use a separate area of iron to do this, because as you can see at the bottom, hopefully for keep the tooltip will stay open, sorry, there we go, it needs iron ore to make this. So we're quite lucky with our starting area. So we've got loads of iron around. So we're going to make a couple of mining machines, which we can't do because we need more iron, but thankfully we now have a big box full of it. Probably need more power. We're probably alright for now. We'll make a Dyson what's-he-face. And we'll get this going. So as you saw then, we've just unlocked the Mecha Flight, so that makes it a lot quicker for moving around. So if you jump, which is space, and then press it again, you can see we can now fly. Now this does burn through your fuel quite quickly, however it does make getting around a lot easier, and later on we can unlock some more speed upgrades as well. But for now we'll just drop down. We'll just press the Alt key to drop down. Let our drones do the business. Sadly, you do need to hang around near where you're building to make it more efficient for the drones, because they have to, if you notice, they come back to you and then go back out for the next thing, which is a bit annoying. But once again, you can get more drones later on and have them work quicker. So we've now got our iron ore going. Okay, so what we made here in our new area is our magnet production area. So magnets are made just by smelting down iron ore. So we've got our, once again, as you can see, very similar to these other setups, feed belt down the middle, smelters down the side, and then a collection belt on the outside. So if we just power this up, of course we haven't got enough, never have enough stuff to begin with. Hopefully this should reach everything. No, you haven't got power. Copper. Ugh, frustrating. Okay, now we've got copper. Make a Tesla. And we need iron by the looks of it. Ironically, we need magnets when we're trying to make a magnet production run. Okay, should be able to do it now. Come on, what do we need? We need copper ore, of course we do. We know this because we just said we need it. While that's building, we'll just set the recipe to making magnets. Copy and paste it like we did before. Hopefully this Tesla tower should sort it out. No, we're still struggling for power. Add some more stuff. Pretty soon we'll be able to make coal power plants, which would be quite cool once we get the blue science going. So we've got a magnet room. We're not making anything. So I'll just refer back to this. So we need circuit board run. and we need the full magnetic coil run. So that's what we're going to set up next. So we're going to be using assemblers for this, so we need to find a nice area, and we're going to be running a belt of copper into it, a belt of iron into it, and a belt of the completed magnets as well, because circuit boards need both metals and the magnets need copper as well, and also the magnets, but we could do that all in one nice compact area. So let's get some more assemblers going. Where are the assemblers? Let's get a load going. Okay, so this is going to be our production area where we're going to make circuit boards and we're going to make magnets. So we're going to set up some assembling machines. So you can do them in a nice row. You need to need space for 2 belts in between them. I'll show you why in a second. Oh no, they're not straight. That will never do. So what we're going to do in the middle, we're going to run a belt of iron and we're going to run a belt of copper, because both sides need both of those. One side is going to be the circuits and the other side is going to be the magnetic coils. So what we'll also do is we'll run this magnet line. We might as well do it that side, so have these guys making the coils, and then we'll have belts on the outside which are going to collect the finished resources. So let's get the belts in place. Is it colliding? Oh, it's colliding because of the curvature. That does annoy me. Should be okay like that though, to be fair. That should just about reach, hopefully. Yep. That should that. Okay, so we now need to run our belts over. So we've got our iron belt here. Is that lined up? Yep. And we'll bring our copper belt over. Let the drones do their thing. Okay, so now all those belts are made. You can see we've got our nice copper run, a iron conveyor, and we've got the magnets here. Let's get our sorters in. So circuit boards, just to remind you, need both of the metals. So what we can do is we can do a sorter from the copper and then a sorter from the iron into the ones making circuit boards. And then these guys need iron, so we do one from iron into there. And these guys also need these magnets. Then what we need finally is just another run on the outside here to receive the finished product. So you can see we've already got one here for the circuit boards. We also need one for the coils. And then we need to have sorters putting the finished product out onto the belt. So that's everything set up. Now we just need to power it up. Probably need a coil somewhere in the middle, maybe two. And I have been stupid and I have brought the wrong metal into here. We needed copper, not iron. Silly me. So let's just fix that. Very easy to do. He says I'm stuck. There we go. If we put our sorters on the correct belt, production should begin. There we go, that did it. Not the most beautiful solution, but it's now working. So as you can see on the side, we've got our full run of magnetic coils. We've got a full run of circuits. Damn curvature of the earth making things less symmetrical. Okay, so that is stage one, if you will. We've got, just to summarise, we've got a nice little mining operation going on. We're making magnets, we're making iron plates here. We've got a cheeky little conveyor belt run going on as well, which is nice. We've got our copper plates over here, copper ingots rather, they call it. So now we're ready to start getting our science on and unlocking some interesting technologies. So you need a decent amount of space, and we're going to need an absolute boatload of power soon as well. We also need to make these matrix labs. So we unlocked these a bit ago with our just basic research. So we're going to need a lot of these. We're going to need about 18 altogether. That will give you just a nice amount to absolutely speed through research. So we've now made a load of matrix labs, so we're going to plonk them down. So we'll find them in the research. So let's pick an area for them. Now with these actually stack. As you can see, we're building these on top of each other. And we can stack them 3 high. And these are going to allow us to produce the blue science and also to automate research. So when you click on them, you can either have them researching or making the blue science. So I'm going to have 2 making blue science to begin with, and then we'll get more. And the other ones that are researching will use the blue science blocks to carry out the research. Now, one research lab on research mode is matrix lab. Is the equivalent of the manual research speed. So anything else is going to speed it up massively. So to make blue bricks, like we've been talking about, we need a belt of circuit boards, and we need a belt of magnetic coils. And conveniently, we have got those just here. So we're going to have one belt feeding there. I'm going to have another belt next to him. And then on the other side, we'll have the cubes being produced and spitting out. Or being spit out, rather. So that's our circuit boards. I quite like things running next to each other, it looks prettier. And that'll be our coils once it's built. We should see them feeding in, and then we need a belt on this side. Okay, so there we go, we've got our belts that are going to feed in. So we get some sorters. One taking circuit boards. one taking the magnets. Do the same one here. And then on the back end, on them pumping out the science blocks. And this guy's going to be collecting them. You're going to be researching. So we need to power this up. As ever, we haven't got enough iron with heat magnets. We should get some from here. Oops. Now these guys use a lot of power. But once we have got the research going, we'll be able to research power plants, which will make your power distribution much, much easier to get going. So we'll start plopping these down. I don't think this will be enough. However, we shall give it a go. We need to plonk a Dyson sphere down. I keep calling it a Dyson sphere. When it isn't, it's a Tesla coil. And these guys still aren't powered. There we go. So you know they're powered when the electricity starts flowing in there. And we should see very shortly on the other side. We're making science. I can see here this feeder obviously isn't managing to keep up. So let's put another one on. Let's put 3 on so that we don't have any waste. So now what we need to do is just to choose a technology that requires blue science. So I'd recommend personally doing the mechanical, the upgrading your mech first of all, anything blue science, just purely because it makes things a lot quicker to do all the other stuff. So all you need to do is select it and activate it. And we can queue them up. I don't know why that's flashing, there's a little bug there. What else have we got? What else can we do? Queue these up. Let's get some other things going as well. And literally just fill the queue. Okay, our queue's full at the moment. So now we're starting to research. We can basically double up this thing. Oh, we haven't got enough power. Told you they were thirsty. Seems to be acceptable now. So as you can see, looking at this, we probably want to go and get more production. We're not backing up here, so we'll want more blue science production. We'll get that going. Thankfully, we've already got our belts. And you can see this automated stuff, it researches really, really quickly. You'll start flying through, unlocking loads of stuff. Okay, folks, there you have it. So that is Science Level 1, Blue Science, which we are now making. I hope the video has been useful, not been too disjointed. There's a lot of backwards and forwards, unfortunately. when you're just setting out backwards and forwards because you keep running out of resources and you need to go and grab this and that. Hopefully I've edited it well enough to cut out most of that just travel, because the last thing you want to see is just me travelling around. So we'll just go over, we'll start on this side and we'll do a very quick summary of what we have done once more. So to begin with, we set up our mining operation. So we've got an iron one, we've got a copper one, got a bit of stone going on over there, and we've got coal mainly for fuel at the moment, although you can make other stuff out of it. Speaking of fuel, we're about to run out. So we talked about backwards and forwards, didn't we? Let's we'll get some coal. Damn, we'll let that run out completely. Anyway, we can see the bits we've done as we go. So from the two ore facilities, we've got a smelting facility, one making copper ingots, this one here making iron ingots. Give me some fuel. There we go. Move around a bit better now. Let's get rid of that. We set up a little bit of a belt production line here, just so we didn't have to keep manually making those. You might want to consider doing one for the sorters as well. It's entirely up to you. We've got that going just for a little bit of autonomy. We've got some glass being made over here, which we'll need. And then to make the beginning of our science production run, if you will, we've got these smelters smelting iron ore into magnets. So we set up a separate iron mining facility there. And then over here, we've got our circuit board productions, and we've got our magnetic coil production. So we've got our double runner metal in the middle. We've got magnets down one side for the magnetic coils, and then on the outside of each one, we've just got them spitting out what they've made. And we've got nice full belts running into our research facility area, which is ticking over quite nicely. As you can see, we're not running out. We've got our production just about right. We could probably build another matrix lab on top of here just to speed up that research once again. But hopefully you can see the difference between when we were having to manually make components at the beginning to now, where literally just in this last couple of minutes, loads and loads of different things have popped up that we can unlock. And once again, we can just go in and we can queue up even more. Let's get them all queued up. What else can we do? It's blue. Once again, we've reached, I think, is our queue full again? I think our queue's full. And the next stage from here is just keep researching everything that's blue until you're done, and the next thing you will be aiming for is to make the red science, which we're going to do in another video. So I hope you found it useful. Hopefully it might save a little bit of pain, because in fact I've learned all this from trial and error and making mistakes. Don't be afraid to restart your setup to make it sort of look a bit more appealing and more organised, because my first one was it was disorganised chaos. It was absolutely horrendous. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. Subscribe to the channel for more. If this video proves popular, I will do more guides on it. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.